Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. This is Debbie from Wild and Whirly for your Bits and Bobs episode.
And I'm Kim.
With your Bits and Bobs episode as well.
Happy afternoon.
Happy afternoon, and what an afternoon. Do you see that, people? It's sunshine out there.
And for those of you not in town, it was like in the 70s today, so it was nice.
It was nice. We can't wait to get out there, can we?
Yes.
We might have to cut it short.
Yes.
Right.
Well, we'll see what it is.
We might have to cut you folks short just so we can get out and be nice and warm out there.
So
Is it still warm?
Well, I assume it's still warm.
Okay.
It was at lunchtime, so yes.
So how are you all doing today? Let us know. Let us know that you're joining us.
Check in.
Yeah.
Say hello.
Say hello.
Like and share.
Yeah. Do we have any prizes?
Pound cake, maybe?
Or a bag of chips?
A bag of chips.
We could probably come up with something, couldn't we?
So, hey, we're on time today.
We're on time.
But we have no prizes.
We can think of something related to this, maybe.
We could.
What would that be?
A measuring tape.
Measuring tape. Oh, a measuring tape, a Wild and Woolly measuring tape.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's going to be your prize today. This is our brand newest edition Wild and Woolly measuring tape.
Oh, I should hold it up closer.
So you can
There
see.
you go.
It's got
Isn't
a
it
sheep
sweet?
on it.
Look, it comes out.
Hey, Lita, nice to see you. And it goes back.
It goes back. It's a toy for you or for the kids. Hello,
Hey,
Claire. You've been here all day long.
Did you want one of our new Wild and Woolly tape measures, Claire? Look at me, I'm wearing helmet head today.
We won't go there.
Won't go there, but here's my secret. When my hair's a bit like this, you see what this is? Hand cream.
I know. I love Aveeno. I should be a spokesperson. Me and Jennifer Aniston. Can you imagine it? So, Claire, have your ears been burning today, or is it your nose has been itching?
Oh my God, Claire. So, oh my goodness, shall I say?
Yes.
How many times did I try and call you Claire today?
I don't know. But I just answer because I don't listen. I just talk.
At one point, Claire, I got worried that maybe things, that you needed help with something today, because good grief, all day I've been trying to call Kim Claire. So give me the thumbs up and let me know you're all right, really quick.
So, yes. So, what's going on in the world with everybody?
I've got tame hair now.
You have tame hair. We won't go with my hair.
Yeah. You got good hair today.
We'll see.
Yeah.
So, just got a haircut.
Yeah, let us know what you're doing.
So, yes. So, we're getting ready for the quilt show coming up. Cobblestone Quilting Guild, Quilters Guild, Quilting Guild. March 11th and 12th. North Charleston Convention Center. We're not only a sponsor, but a vendor. Mm-hmm. And so we're getting ready for that. And let's just say we're more than getting ready for it.
We got a lot of stuff going on.
We got a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
So, yes.
We do.
Oh, we do have a prize. Well, kind of, sort of.
Oh, that could be our big prize, yeah. Well, it depends.
Yeah.
So, we have a bunch of random sewing machines here in our classroom, and as you know, we haven't been using our classroom lately. And I was going through of them the other day. I was trying to find one for a particular stitch that I wanted. And so we have this nice little intro brother. Oh, Alita, I'm so sorry to hear about your... Well, I hope you're getting better. Anyway, we have a little intro brother, and we've decided that it's going to be free to a good home. So if you are in need, or if you know anybody who's in need of a cute little intro brother, it's got, you know, it does zigzag and a few basic stitches and one thing and another, and it does a nice straight stitch. It works really quite nicely, actually. It's cute if you know of a church or a school or somebody's granddaughter or one of your friends is wanting to start sewing, wants to give it a go. Let us know. It can be yours. Just reach out to us and let us know that you'd like this. You can call us, or you can message us, or you can send us an email saying that you're interested in this. Our other option would be to take it to Goodwill or somewhere, but we'd like to see if somebody here can use it first. So let us know if you can use this nice little intro brother.
It'd probably be a great little sewing machine if you're teaching somebody to sew, and they just want to see if they want to sew before they go out shopping for a sewing machine.
Yeah. So that would be a good price today.
Yes.
It's not really a
But
present.
you got to be in town.
You have to be in town. We're not going to be shipping it.
You have to come pick it up.
Yeah, yeah.
So anyway, so that's it.
That's it. And then if you get our emails, then you would have seen this morning our newest product email. And I kind of liked that email this morning, didn't you?
It did. It had a lot of good stuff in it.
It did.
The yarn stuff we showed last week,
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah.
But it had some of the new fabrics that we've gotten. So
And you
good
notions.
stuff.
Yeah,
Good-
some nice stuff in there.
good notions.
Yeah, I thought it was a nice new product. So if you're watching us and you didn't get that email, go onto our website and sign up for our newsletter and you'll get it.
And you'll get it every month
Mm.
on the 3rd.
Yeah, look at you.
Lucky you. And you get it's a nice email. You know, I laugh each month. Somebody will come in and it'll be like, I want whatever was on the email. And I'm like, I have no clue because I haven't looked at the email yet, because I would look at emails at night. And so then I have to go through the email
Yeah, which one are you talking
and make
about?
sure, because of course there's not usually enough detail to figure out what it is they're looking for.
Yeah.
So, but it's a good email.
Oh, good, Melissa. Good.
So yes.
So we have this one day of slightly warmer weather, and my friend here's got the AC on over there.
I know. Well, it's really just the fan.
Oh, why does it
It's on
got the icicle on?
76. I don't know. I just turned the fan part on. So yes.
Yeah. Oh, hi, Regina. Yeah, we miss you
So,
too.
yes.
How are you? Oh, you've not been well either.
Oh,
I am so sorry. Dear me.
hope you feel better.
Yeah, me too. Oh, no COVID. That's good.
Yeah.
But I hope you start feeling better soon, Regina. If there's anything you need while you can't get in here, we can bring you whatever you want, Regina.
Yeah.
Just give us a call and we'll bring it to you. And that goes for all of you folks. if
Or
you
order
stick
it
at
on our
home.
website.
And we'll bring it, yeah.
Yeah.
Or ship it.
Mount Pleasant, we have delivery.
We do, yeah.
So yes. If you're West Ashley, I could bring it West Ashley.
That's true.
So yes.
That's true.
So that's it.
Yeah, we can bring anything. So if you need anything, Regina, or you later if you're still sick too, or anybody,
So,
we'll help you out. You're welcome, Regina.
so yes.
Yeah. So what do you think? We do have another tutorial.
We do.
Like we said the other week, we're going to try and get back to being more
Doing
involved
some
with
demos.
our tutorials
Yes.
and demonstrations, because we did get off track a little bit. And oh, look at that thumbs up flying up the screen there. The picture window looks amazing with the sunshine. Yeah,
Yeah.
look at that. We can't wait to get out there today, Claire, let me tell you. Yeah.
We need to have some flowers back there.
Well, do you remember Diane said she's got indigo plants we can have?
Oh, that's true.
Wouldn't that be lovely? Do you all want to sit and look at indigo
yes.
plants out the back? That would be nice.
My next door neighbor would have silk flowers all back there. So you'd think it's real flowers from a distance. So yes, everybody who visits my house are like, your neighbor has the best flowers on her porch. I'm like, they're fake. I'm working hard to try and grow something on mine and they just die.
I know. Maybe that's what we should do, put some silk ones out there.
So yes. So we are doing some demos. If there's something that you are, you just would like to know how to do something, or maybe just have questions about
Anything.
whether it's a product or a demo on stitching, quilting,
We'll try and answer anything you've got questions about.
knitting,
Even life events.
yeah, life events.
Can't guarantee
So,
the
yes.
results, but hey ho, we'll give it a try.
So yes. So here lately, I'm doing the demo today, so that means it's quilting related. So here lately, I've been working on quilts from people, friends. I don't know if I should say friends, but people. And so I just want to talk about borders on quilts, because sometimes, and I've seen this happen in the shop recently, so that's why I wanted to talk about talk about borders. So if you've ever had a quilt and like a wall hanging, and you've put it on the wall and it waves at you, which means it won't lay flat against the wall.
Yeah.
And your walls are nice and flat, hopefully. Well, it could be because the borders were not put on correctly onto your quilt. That you either really stretched to make them fit, or you just slapped them on and didn't measure first. So yes. So we're going to talk about the correct way of putting on borders.
Okay, so do you want
How's
to switch
that
camera?
sound? So we're going to switch. So close your eyes for a second.
There we go. We're on.
Oh, are we on already?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is your center.
So this is my, oh, I'm not going to do that one yet. So let's just say you have a quilt.
Mm-hmm.
And of course this isn't pieced. Oops, sorry. Where should I go up?
Pull this down a bit.
Right there.
I'm just trying to get it centered. Okay, now you're centered. That's it.
Which way am I looking?
Oh, there you are. Now you're centered.
Okay.
Yeah, you're in the center now.
Now we in the
Your
center.
center point is right here now. There's a
Okay.
delay on this camera, so she can't actually see where she's at.
So
That's where you are now.
you're going to pretend that this is a whole quilt because I wanted it to fit on the screen, and I was supposed to piece. Well, I did piece something last night, but I didn't want to show it yet because it's coming out soon. So when you've got a quilt, you know, a lot of times, let's just say this was a regular size quilt with hair all over it and strings all over it, like you can see. And I'm going to put borders on. So, you know, whether you put your side borders and then your top and bottom, which that's what I do, you can do the opposite. It's whatever, and it could be whatever your pattern says. But let me just say this. If you have a pattern and it tells you right up front to, you know, pre-cut your borders, cut your strips. You could even sew the strips together, but please do not cut them until your quilt top is finished. Because what if your 1/4 inch seams are bigger, smaller? You can move it to where you know what you need. So I highly recommend make your quilt top and then cut the borders to size. But when you're cutting your borders, you know, no matter what you do on your quilt, sometimes, you know, your middle is different from your middle measurement is different from your top and your bottom measurement.
What do you mean by that?
Well, what I mean by that is it's where your seam allowances could have changed.
Mm-hmm.
You could have even, which this happens a lot. Sometimes when you iron your seam open, pressed, you know, or pressed to one side, you'll have a little lip where the seam's not completely open, so it makes your block smaller.
Yeah.
And you don't realize that until, well, you won't realize it until it's quilted and laying on your bed or on your wall. So sometimes your quilt can measure differently from the center and the top and bottom. Mm-hmm. And it can be anywhere from 1/4 of an inch to 2 inches, and sometimes even more. And let's just say if it's more, you need to really figure out where it is in there if you can. And a lot of times it could be where your fabric has stretched, you know, to where maybe your blocks are, part of it has been cut on the bias, so it grows, it blooms. Isn't that what you say in the knitting world? So when you're making a quilt, you want to measure in the middle and see this is 8. Now this is going to work out because, you know, I pre-cut a, you know, 8 by 9 inch square here, and I go up to the top and it's measuring 8, and you want to do it the same distance. Now if you were doing this on a quilt, you would just follow, you know, you'd find a line to follow where it would go straight across, and then you would also measure on the bottom. Well, luckily, you know, mine's 8 inches, so it would be really easy to do. On this one, you know, if you were doing the length first, you know, it's 9, and again 9, and 9. Now, I will tell you, if you have a nice big quilt, it's hard to lay it out flat at home unless you're on the floor. Or if you have a nice dining room table that you can go to, that's nice. If you don't even have that at home, maybe go to the library and see if you can borrow one of their tables, you know, to just lay it out flat, and maybe even pre-cut your borders if you want to. So when you're cutting your borders, you want to, most of the time, I end up taking my measurement from the middle. So I would cut a 9 inch length by however wide that I wanted this to be. Now, if there's a difference in it, like say that I'm off 1/4 of an inch on one side, and maybe a 1/2 an inch on the other, I will add the 3 numbers together, divide it by 3 to get an average, and then that'll be my cut size. But I always pre-cut to sew it on there. I never just lay my fabric on
And sew it.
And start sewing, because that's when you get, and you think you're just going to cut it off. That's when you get Quilts waving back at you. She's laughing. She knows why I'm doing this. So anyway, so don't do that, please. So measure your quilt and you sew it on. So once you have...
Regina said, what about a Cricut machine? Do you mean an Aki cutter, Regina?
Well, you would just be cutting strips. You would sew the strips together to make it into a quilt. You know, because think about it, quilt's normally never going to be 8 by 9 inches. It's going to be at least a wall hanging or bed-size quilt or a lap-size quilt. So yes. So anyway, so as you see, I've got my side borders on here. And now it's time for me to put my last top and bottom border on. So here's the next thing that I will do, because just in case, remember if I said if something was bigger or smaller than my measurement from the middle, then you're going to have extra fabric either on the top, either on your quilt top or in your border. So what I do is I fold it in half and find a midpoint of both pieces, and I just kind of, you know, finger press it. It's not going to be, I don't want it to be permanent. And I line the middle up first and put a pin in it. Oops, put a pin in it. And then I usually go to the right. You can go to the left. It doesn't really matter. And then I line up these two corners. And I make sure that they line up, and then I put a pin in. Now, if this was a big quilt, I'm either, again, at my dining room table where it's all laying flat, or it is on my ironing board, and I do it half at a time. And by that, I mean, I just worry about this much. You don't need to worry about the whole entire quilt. You're just going to concentrate on half of it. And what I will do is I will kind of tug it just a little bit to get the fabrics to lay kind of flat. And then I will walk my hands to the middle of this and put another pin in it. And I will put pins usually every 4 inches, you know, depending on how big the quilt is. And then again, then I come back over to this side, match up my corners, kind of tug it, and pin again. So then I would take it to a sewing machine. Oops. Are we still good?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, take it to the sewing machine, and then I start sewing back stitch, because this is my outside borders, so I want it to make sure that it doesn't come apart, especially if I'm taking it to a long armor, and I want them to be ready. But here's the ticket on how to know which way to sew. Usually you would sew like this, you know, with the border fabric on top, but if this had not been matching, let's just say that there was extra fabric that you need to ease in, like your backing, or maybe your borders is you know, bigger size,
Yeah.
than your quilt top, then you would flip it over so that the looser fabric or whatever you're having to really kind of stretch, you want that on the bottom of your machine so that the feed dogs, you know, since it'll help you feed in all that extra so that you don't get little pleats and gathers in your quilt, because you don't want that either.
No.
Does that make sense?
No, that's a good tip, and you don't hear that tip very often.
So yes.
That if you've got the excess fabric, the feed dogs really do suck it up, don't they?
Yes. And that's even when you're piecing a quilt.
Yeah.
You know, if you have that, because you know you've cut your fabric correctly.
Yeah.
It just could be it's a little biased, so it's stretched a little bit, you know, in the move. The other thing that I like to do is if I know that I've done a lot of piecing, I like to have my pieced portion on top, so that, especially if it's half square triangles or something at a point, so I can sew my 1/4 of an inch and I know that I'm hitting right there and I'm not cutting off my points.
Yeah.
So there's your another little tip.
Yeah, that's a good tip
So yes. So that's how I pin.
Not just that, but if you've got all those seams facing up, you can make sure that they're laying the way you want them to be.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then once it's sewn, like this one, Okay. I take it to the ironing board. I press, just get it heat set. And then, and this is just what I was taught to do. And my friend Jackie would tell you I do it all the time, even when I'm piecing. I kind of do a finger press where I just kind of roll it up and then kind of just do small. I don't want to drag because I don't want to stretch that out.
Yeah.
And then I just go in and press again
it.
with my hot iron. I don't do a lot of steaming anymore because here lately I haven't been pre-washing my fabric. And believe it or not, your iron and steaming can shrink it.
Yeah, that's not good.
So it's not good.
Well, that's a nice, neat looking body you got there.
So yes. And by finger pressing it, you don't get the little pleats things.
Yeah.
So yes. Yeah. And then I have one more way to show you how to cut your borders.
Okay.
And again, this is when you would need...
A rotary cutter?
No, well, rotary cutter, which I have.
What do you need?
But you would also need, look, got another little quilt made.
Okay.
That's
a pretty quilt.
My friend Barbara Hammond taught us this a long time ago. There it is. And you need a big table because your quilt needs to lay out flat, like this. Okay? And you have your border fabrics. And you know how we measured and everything? Well, she just made it sound like if you don't have time to measure, you can do this. You would lay your border fabric on here. Ooh, this is the wrong piece. There's the right piece. You would lay this is my quilt. Where is it at now?
No, you go ahead.
This is my quilt, and I did draw a line. Normally, this would be pieced.
Yes.
So you would have the seam lines, to help you... to help guide you on this. So by that, she would have her seam, she'd know the middle of her quilt, she'd take her border fabric and lay it more or less right in the middle. And lay it down. Remember, this is a big quilt.
Yeah, yeah.
It's on the whole table.
Yeah.
And you want like a little mat so you can have it on one end and then slide it to the other end. Does that make sense? And so it's in the middle of my quilt. We're not measuring. We're going to pray that it'll all fit because you kind of would like it to be in the middle. You use your ruler. You line up along the quilt edge. And you kind of, you're squaring up. And then if you're, where you can go this side and do that, that's great. But, you just kind of line it up.
I mean, you've got a rotating mat there.
Yes, but normally you wouldn't because the quilt's laying flat. And once it's
yeah,
flat
yeah,
on your table, you really don't want to mess with it.
No,
you want it to just stay right there. So you try and behave like my friend Carolyn, who's left-handed, or you just kind of go backwards.
Oh my God.
You would be standing up, and that would be a whole lot easier. And see, look, I've got two borders that will fit.
Oh, that's good.
Both of my edges.
Nice.
And you see I've played with this so it's frayed.
Yeah.
So there's Barbara Hammond's tip.
That's lovely, yes.
And it will work. And even you can see like right here, you saw it matched in the middle, but it's overhanging there. I will force this to match. And and then it'll be sewn on the bottom again, and it'll be eased in, so you'll never know.
Nice.
You'll never know. So that's the
That's a nice tutorial.
So yes. So dining room table.
Dining room table. All right, so
yes.
I'm going to stop throwing my borders on.
So yes, I'm sorry.
Does anybody have any questions about this? That was a nice, clear tutorial. I don't know what. Oh, you know what? I bet it's the flipping thing that's wonky, not this, because this is straight, isn't it? But I keep feeling like I have to fix it. Does anybody have any questions about that? Does it all make sense to you? Are you going to put the borders on your quilt next time like that? Let us know. Whoops. Does anybody need to see anything again, or shall we switch back to main view? Nice. Yes, Regina, that was nice. She did a good tutorial there. All right, we're back on main view now.
Okay.
And you
So
might need to screw back in.
again, dining room tables help really, really well.
This table would be awesome, wouldn't it?
It would.
We have this nice 9-foot
And
table.
for a small fee, we'll let you use it.
We'd have to take all our snacks off it, though.
Yes. Or it could be a free fee if you clean off the table for us. How's that? So yes, it's really a good you know, put your borders on nicely.
Put your
And
borders
then
on
my
nicely.
other little tip, you're going to laugh. When you're at the ironing board, you know, pressing your blocks or even your borders and little threads are sticking out, go ahead and trim it off, please.
Yeah.
So, yes.
Yeah.
Your long armor will love you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, ladies.
All right. All right, people, if you don't have any questions,
Apparently, I talk a lot with my hands.
yeah, we all do, I think.
So, yes.
Least not
Come
putting
in
your
and
mouth all over
visit
the
with
place.
us.
Yeah, come in and see us. And those of you who are feeling a bit under the weather, we hope you feel better soon. And we hope you found this tutorial really helpful. Oh, hi Liz, nice to see you joining us. Popped in just at the last minute. We're about to sign off.
So, yes. And again, like our video, share it with your friends.
Like and share. And if you do need, or if you need, or your church needs, or your school needs, or your friend needs a nice intro, Brother Machine, let us know. And we'll keep it here for you. And we'll see you soon, Regina. And as I say, let us know if you need anything. But if there isn't anything from anybody else?
No, that's it. Thank you, Laura. We love our shop too.
Oh, thanks, Laura. Thank you. All right, we unfortunately have to go up here to turn this off, I'm afraid.
Bye.
Oh no, I just lost the thingy. Oh, I pressed the wrong button.